Okay. Okay, so today we'll talk about loops,
Okay.
right? A loop is to repeat, okay,
Mm,
uh,
mm,
given block of code, right? So
yeah.
if you want to perform same action more than once, we prefer to use loops, okay?
Mm,
Now, when you know exactly how many times, right? So there are
mm,
two types of loops. One is
mm,
for loop,
mm,
okay, and there is while loop.
okay.
Okay, for loop is used when you know exactly how many times you need to repeat the loop.
Mm,
Many times to repeat, right? So if I
mm,
say do it 5 times, or read marks of 5 students, 5 subjects, 5 students, right? So we know exactly, okay, that we need to run 5 times. So that's where we prefer for loop. When you don't know how many times the loop should repeat, okay, that's when we go with while loop. So you may not know how many times, but you will know condition. Until what condition?
mm,
And until what, right? So let's say continue doing till user says so. So user says yes, you repeat it. User says yes, again repeat it. User says no. No means you stop it. You don't continue any further, right?
mm,
So till user says you need to repeat it. That's what while does. So we'll see these two, okay, how to implement it. So as I said, okay, for is used to repeat given number of times, right?
mm,
Now here again, if you see, okay, the for the syntax, okay, how we write for loop, okay, it depends upon couple of things. Okay, first you need to say for itself. Okay, to use for loop, you have to say for. Okay,
mm,
then you have to have a counter, okay, or a variable. Counter is nothing but a variable which tracks how many times you are running the loop, right? If I say 5 times, there has to be something which will count, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, isn't it?
mm,
So you can define a variable I. Okay, generally we represent it with I, single um, character. Okay, general uh, standard is that if you are doing a for loop kind of variables, you use a single character I, J, X, A, B, something like that, right? Or you can use even like counter or something. So for I, then in this case, I is the one which is going to keep track. Okay. Now we have to tell to Python or to I when to begin and where to end. Okay. So
mm,
for I, and uh, here you can have multiple ways of giving the value. Okay. You're going to see only one now. But then when we go to string or list, we will see again how to give string or list to loops. Okay. So the basic way to run a for loop is to give a range function. Okay. So
mm,
I say for I in range. So range is a function which generates range of values, okay, from
mm,
given point to given point. Okay, so range takes 3 parameters, okay, from where to begin with, until which number, and how do you want to increment it. So if I say range 1, comma 10, comma 2, it
mm,
means that I want to start from 1, okay, the first
mm,
value has to be 1, then the last value is up to 10, not 10. It is up to 10. It is never 10. Okay, that's why it is different. Okay, last value is up to, we say. We don't say, 10 included. Okay, so it is up to 10. So
So
first
the
value
max
is 1.
value can be 10. That's what you mean.
Sorry.
The max value can be 10.
No, max value can be 10 minus.
Okay.
Okay. It is not 10. It is 10 minus. Okay. And how do you generate range of values? We generate range of values using adding 2. That's what the third value indicates.
Mm.
So in this case, first value will be 1. Second value will be 1 plus 2, 3. 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 2, 7, and so on.
Mm.
Okay. And we give colon here. Okay. Just like we give colon in if block to indicate that this is a for loop block. Okay. So I say print here. Let's say print hello. Okay. So this for loop has just one statement, print here. So for I in range. Okay. So let's understand range first. So range function will have start, end, and increment. By how many? By how much you want to increment? So in this case, our value will start from 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay. So here start is included and end is excluded. Right? So even if I put 1 here, okay, it is not going to print 9. Yeah, sorry, it's not going to print 10. It's going to 9 only. Okay. So when I run this, how many times hello will run? 5 times. Okay. So, so again, you see, I in range. So range is generating the values and I is taking these values. For is making I take this value one at a time. So in first iteration, I will be 1. Second iteration, I will be 3. Third iteration, I will be 5, then 4, 7, then 9, so on. Okay, so if you want to print I, you can print here itself, you can say, right? I, no, so I, or let's say I print I, want to print semicolon, okay, so I, comma, semicolon, hello, right? Or can join these together and you say I colon hello. So now when you run it, so 1 hello, 3 hello, 5 hello, 7 hello, 9 hello.
So,
Okay.
but we did not give a value to I, right? Like starting the range 1,
What did I
1,
tell you?
like
Range
start
1,
value.
1, 10, 2. No, this is how it's generating 1, 3, 5, 7, 9.
Okay.
So I will take value from the range here. For is making I take this value. So first iteration I will be 1. Second iteration I will be 3.
Okay. I got it.
Right? So that's how I is taking these values one at a time. Okay. Now there is another way to do this. Okay. I can say here, sorry, range, okay, 3, comma, 6, and I did not give 2. So in range, when you give 2 values, okay, it means start from 3, go up to 6, okay, and default increment is 1. So when you give 3 values, first value is assigned to the start, middle to the end, and the third one, last one to the for the increment. When you give only 2, okay, the increment is default set to 1. So first value goes to start, second goes to end, and third last one is default 1. Okay. So Oh, what will be the range of values here?
3, 4, 5.
3, 4, and 5. Yes. Okay. It's going to be 3, 4, 5.
Mm.
So when you run it, it is 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Mm.
It is 3, 4, 5. Now you can have range with just one value. Then start is default is 0. In Python, counting starts from 0. Okay. So if I put range 3, it means start value is 0, go up to 1. Sorry, go the one, if one value is there, it is ending value. So go up to the ending value which is there.
Mm.
Okay. And then increment is your default 1. So what is the value of I here?
0, 1, 2.
Correct. Okay. 0, 1, and 2. So when you run it, okay, you get 0, 1, 2. Okay. So this is how you iterate and create your, your iteration. So
Mm.
now coming back to our example, okay, where we did those marks, right? We did marks of 5 subjects, isn't it?
Mm.
And we wrote input 5 times.
Yes.
Okay. So using for loop, you should be able to manage, okay,
Mm.
by writing one sentence only, right? So I'm
Mm.
saying marks equal to int of input, right?
Mm.
Enter marks, correct? And
Mm.
same thing you're copying 5 times. So instead of copying same thing 5 times, we can put this in for I
Mm.
in range, okay,
Mm.
5. So when I say 5, I will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Mm.
So
Mm.
it runs 5 times, isn't it?
Mm.
Because we are starting from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So range 5, colon, and then you give tab here. Okay. So this means this input will be run 5 times. But the problem here is, okay, you get the first marks, and then
Mm.
again you run the loop, and again it's asking you to enter the mark. So what happening to the variable? This variable is getting the first value, and then
Yeah,
again it is replaced
getting
with second
replaced.
value.
Yeah.
Correct? Yes. Then again it is getting replaced, so on, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
before it replaces, we have to catch it.
Mm.
Correct?
Mm.
So how does sum work? Sum. Okay, so see, we need these numbers for calculating sum, isn't it?
Mm.
Otherwise, we don't need this number. So I can
Mm.
say sum equal to 0. Okay.
Mm.
And here I can say sum equal to sum plus marks. Okay, within the loop. So first sum is 0. It's called cumulative calculation. This is how you calculate cumulative sum. Okay. Sum is 0. So first time it will be 0 plus whatever marks you enter. Let's say 60. So 0 plus 60. Second time when you run the loop, 60 is already here. So now 70. 60 plus 70. 130. Again you run the loop, 80. So 130 plus 80. Okay. Again you run the loop, you already have the sum plus the new value of marks, so on, isn't it? So you are able to perform
Yeah.
this cumulative sum,
Mm. Mm.
right?
Mm.
So this is how you'll be able to catch the value before it is replaced with next value, right? And then outside the for loop, you can say AVG equal to sum by 5, isn't it? right? So
Yes.
you'll be able to calculate average. Correct?
Yeah.
Now let's okay. Let's do some more examples with for loop.
Mm.
Okay. Now let's say I want to print star. Okay, here for example, okay, let me do this. Here, sum equal to sum plus marks, right? It is same value, sum equal to sum plus, a equal to a plus, x equal to x plus. In that case, you can delete this part, common part, okay, and interchange the sign. So when I say sum plus equal to marks, it is sum equal to sum plus marks. Okay. So for example, if you have a equal to a into x, let's say. Okay, if you have a equal to a into x, you can write a into equal to x. Okay, it's called shorthand notation. Okay, so I mean, you can write this way also. Okay, now let's want to print a star. So I say print star. Okay, in obviously in it's a string, so I'll put it in quotation. You get a star, right? Now I need to print 5 stars. Okay, so how will I print 5 stars? I will say for I in the range 5 colon, and this I'll put it in for loop, right? So you get 5 stars, correct? I want to print these 5 stars in one single line. How do I print 5 stars in one single line? Remember we discussed initially that end keyword.
Oh yeah, dot end equal to dot n dot sorry
Comma.
dot.
Yeah, end equal to, and you can define whatever you want to give, right? I give a space here, let's say. So at the end, you got a space here, not new line.
One. Okay.
Correct? So
Yeah.
it prints star, and then this end is replacing the invisible new line. That's what we said, right?
Yeah. It should be slash n by default, right?
Correct. So we are not using slash n. Instead, we give a space. Okay. Right. So this is how you can put stars in same line. Now I want to repeat this. So so this you have the star, right? I want to repeat this 5 times like this. So in one line 5 stars, in another line 5 star, 5 star, 5 star, 5 star. So I want to repeat a square kind of thing here. How do I do it?
You have to add one more for loop, right?
Yes. So this is to generate one line star, right? Now this whole logic should be repeated one more time, correct?
For I in range again 5.
So J, because J is counter here, right? I is counter here. So you can't use I again, isn't it? In the same block, because it's a part of same thing. Okay. So see, this is to generate one row of star. So I need to repeat that one row of star again. So I'll say for J in range 5 colon, and I'll put this inside this. Right? So this is generating my 5 stars. Now that 5 star, I want to repeat it again 5 times. The whole logic, I want to repeat it 5 times. So I have put this here. So this is called loop inside a loop, nested loop. Okay.
Okay.
In nested loop again, see when j is 0, first j will be 0, it comes to I now. I is also 0. J is 0, I is 0, it prints star. Next time what happens? The inner loop has to finish. So j is still 0. I becomes 1. I becomes 2, 3, 4. Once I becomes 4, now it says I'm done. It goes up because up loop is still not complete.
Yeah.
Then j becomes 1. Then again I becomes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes up, j becomes 2. I again 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, goes up, I is now 3. Again 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you are repeating 5 into 5, 25 times you are repeating this loop. Okay. Now what happens when I run it? You're getting everything in one line. Why? Because see, this end what we did, okay, is removing the new line. So once you are done, right, you give a empty print so that empty print will bring you to the next line. So this is what we got from previous this one. Now again you see here, okay, after printing this 5 lines, now you need to go to the next line.
Print, right? I go to another line and just
Another
print.
line print, and this has to be outside this for loop and inside the outer outer for loop. Okay, why outside inner? Because inner job is to print in one single line, so you don't need print there. But once your job is done, once the one row is done, then the second row it has to do the new line and then continue. Right? So job of this for loop is to print 5 star. So here you don't need. But once this job is done, before you start the next set of print, it has to go to the next line. Right? Then print next set of 5 star. Again change the line. Again print, change line, print, change line, print, so on. Right? So okay, you give this one. Right? So now you get it. Correct? Any questions so far? Clear, correct?
So,
Yes, tell me.
I am still thinking that print.
Yeah, take your time.
So why that print function? I mean, moving to the next line, end equal to default, it will goes no. So that print is not part of the for loop, right? That is what.
Inner for loop, but it is part of the outer for loop, isn't it? Yes or no?
Okay, if I write it inside the for loop, then I am rewriting that end, right? Again,
Correct.
visible. Yeah. Okay. I think I got it now.
Right? So that's
Yeah.
after printing 5 stars. Okay, while printing 5 stars, you don't need it. But
Yeah.
once you are done the 5 stars, now before you start the next set of 5 stars, you need to go to the next line. Right? So first 5 stars you are printing. But now before you go to the next 5 stars, you need to print it, isn't it? That's what it says.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Now I want to print. Okay.
Mm.
I want to print 5 stars, then 4 stars, then 3 stars, then 2 stars, then 1 star. I want to print this pattern. What do you think?
Mm. So we have to, in that for loop, we have to reduce the amount of stars, right?
Correct.
Inside for
So
loop.
I take this. Okay, I paste it here. Now you tell me. See, outer for loop is tracking your
It
rows.
should be like -1. I don't know where -1
Right.
should come.
Correct. So see,
So,
outer for loop is tracking the number of rows, isn't it?
mm.
Actual value is, oops, sorry.
I have to replace that I
Yeah,
equal to I -1, right?
correct, correct. So your this outer for loop, okay,
Mm.
is tracking your rows, right? And there is no change in the number of rows. So
Mm.
outer j should be same,
Yeah.
right? But
Mm.
inner, it should start with 5, then
Mm.
it should become, next time it should be only 4, then 1,
Mm.
3. So I just said if I do minus j here, right? So in
Mm.
first iteration, j is 0. So 5 minus 0 will be 5 only. In second iteration, it becomes 5 minus 1. J is 1 now. So now you're running, printing 4 stars only.
Okay.
Then I becomes 2. Sorry, j becomes 2. So I will go up to 3, right? So every time star is, what happened? Do you see this? Okay. You there, Pavni?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah. So this is how we got 5, 4, 3. Now, next time
Mm.
I want to print, okay,
Mm.
same pattern, but reverse. Reverse in the sense I want 1 star, I want 2 stars, I want 3 stars, I
Mm.
want 4 stars, okay, and I want to end with 5 star. Reverse
Mm.
pattern. Same thing,
Mm.
just reversed.
Mm.
Then how do I do?
So here you have to give the starting value 0 plus j.
Correct. So not 0 because we need 1, right? So it
Oh
should
yeah.
be 1, right?
Mm.
Because j itself is 0. So if you
Mm.
say 0 plus 0, it will be 0, right? So it will not print. So I have to say 1
1 plus j.
plus j. And you get this.
Mm.
Okay. So now your assignment is, okay,
Mm. Mm.
we finished for loop, okay?
Mm.
This, I'll give you a couple of assignment, but try this one. So
Mm.
here, okay, so same pattern, but
Mm.
not different shape. Equilateral triangle.
Oh my God.
Okay. Yes. The hint
Yeah.
is you have to use 3 loops. Okay.
Okay.
1 loop to for the rows, right? So this outer loop will not change. It will remain same. Inner loop, you are printing spaces now. See, in other cases, spaces in the right side. So we never thought about spaces. It's on the right side. So by default, if you don't print, the space will come, isn't it?
Mm.
But in this case, space in the left side. So you have to print space. So first you have to print space, then star. So if you see, the space is decreasing and stars are increasing. So it's a combination of these two for loop together. Okay, that's the hint. Try this.
Mm. Yeah, I'll try.
Yeah. So I'm going to put this here. Okay. Now we'll go to while loop. Okay, so I'll give you a few more examples to practice, and you try tomorrow. Okay, if you don't get anything, we'll do in the class. Okay, and if you get everything, great. We can move to the next topic. Okay. Okay. So coming to while, as I said, while is used when you don't know how many times, but you know some condition, right? So I always give this example, like difference between for loop and while. So let's say you are looking for a direction, or somebody comes to you asking for a direction, right? How do I go to, say, university? So first thing you can say that go on this road for 2 miles and you will see your university on left hand side. So when you say go in this direction for 2 miles, okay, you're giving the exact distance, correct? So that is the example of for loop. Go in this direction for 2 miles or run this loop for 5 times. Second example is you will say keep going, okay, on this road till you see a big red building on your left, right? So I keep going, I take a step and look left, take another step, look left. Every step I look left, right? I'm taking a step, looking left, taking a step, looking left, taking a step, looking left. And when I see a red building, I stop there, correct? So that's how while does. So it have a condition and will continue till that condition is true or condition is false, depending upon how you design it. Okay. And when the condition is met, it stops. Okay. Now, what is the problem with the for loop is, if let's say if the exact distance is 2.1 kilometer or 2.1 miles in your case, or 1.9 miles. But since you said 2, but okay, not 2.1, this fellow will go to 2 and did not find, come back saying that she gave me wrong direction. Okay, one little more if he had gone, he would have seen the university. But he would not go because you said 2 miles exactly, right? So 2 miles and came back, right? So that's the problem with for loop situation. Okay, so you may not get exact output as you desire. So instead of range 5, if I had given range 6 or range 4, I would have got different pattern, not exactly what we want. Correct? But here in while loop, you say till you find a red building. Here the problem can be that there is no red building, it is blue building, and instead you said red. So this fellow will keep on going forever. Right? So in for loop, there is no chance almost to go an infinite loop. It'll stop somewhere. Okay, you may or may not get the answer, but it'll stop. But in while loop, the chances that it might end up into infinite loop if you give wrong condition till you see a red building. This fellow will take a step and look for red building, but you are wrong. I mean, the university color is blue building. Okay, so this fellow will walk forever, right? Keep going, and so he'll take a step, look left, take a step, look left, and so the chances that you end up getting infinite loop in while. Okay, so how does it work? Okay, so it starts with while, just like for started with for, while starts with while, then the condition. Okay, so I can write true, and when this condition is true, only then it goes inside while. Okay, so I can say true directly, I can give true directly, and I say print here, print hello, let's say. Now, since this while is true and this is never going to become false, you end up getting into infinite loop. While true, goes in, print hello, goes up, checks true, goes in, hello, goes up, true, goes in, hello, goes up, true, right? So this goes on forever. Okay, so what we do is we generally give a condition. Let's say I less than 5. What is I? I is, say, 1. Now I is 1. 1 is less than 5. True or false?
True.
Is I less than 5?
Yes.
Yes. So it goes in, prints hello.
Mm.
Goes up. Is I less than 5? Yes. So here also it goes, becomes infinite loop, because every time this condition is true only, isn't it?
Mm.
So what I'll do is I will say I equal to I plus 1.
Mm.
So when I say I equal to I plus 1, that's when
So it will
first
go
I
into-
is 1. 1 is less than 5. Yes. Goes in, prints hello. So first print is done. Then I
Mm.
becomes 2 now.
Mm.
Goes up. 2 less than
Mm.
5? Yes.
Mm.
Prints hello. I is 3 now. Is 3 less than 5? Yes.
Mm.
Goes in. I is 4 now. Is 4 less than 5? Yes. So prints hello now. Now I becomes 5. Is 5 less than 5? No,
Mm.
false. 5 is not less than 5. So stops and it comes up. So you get 4 times. Now if you want to make it 5 times, you can either make it 0 or you can make it equal to 5, right? Either ways. Preferably, we give I equal to 0, because
Mm.
remember in for loop it is always less than, not less than equal to, less than 10.
Mm.
Right? So, that's how we do it. But yeah, okay, you can implement it like equal to also, I equal to also, I less than equal to 5. Then also it will
Mm.
print 5 times,
Mm.
right? So this is how while works.
Mm.
Now, let's say I want to add 2 numbers, okay, and keep doing that till the user says yes. Okay, so we can, okay, adding 2 numbers
Mm.
till user says yes. So okay, you can implement it this way. So I'll say choice equal to y.
Mm.
Okay, so ch is y, and I'll say while ch equal to y. If ch equal to y, get in. So in this case, ch equal to y, yes, so it will get in, right? Now I want to say a equal to 30, and obviously you can give input, right? I'm not
Mm.
giving input, and I'll say print sum is 80. Now I'm going to say, ch equal to input. Or I'll say type y to continue,
Mm.
any other key to stop. Right? Finish. So if I run it, okay, sum is 80, correct, first time, and then say type y to continue, any other key to stop. Okay,
Mm.
I'll type y again.
Mm.
So y again goes up, ch is y, so true, and goes in.
Mm.
Okay, I'll keep on pressing y till I want to continue. Now I'm done. I don't want to continue. Okay, now see here it's checking only for small y. So I can give capital Y also to stop, basically. Any other key other than small y.
Mm.
So the loop stopped.
Mm.
So this is how you implement while loop. So while condition, and that condition is true, that's when you can continue doing. And when the condition is false, your loop will stop. The same program we can do using infinite loop, we call it. Same program using while true. While true we have seen in previous case, right? So I do, because see, anyway we have to run one time. If you have to run it one time, there is no need to check the condition. Okay, so I'm going to say while true. Okay, same thing I'll copy, and okay, and I'll say, okay, I'll put if ch equal to or ch not equal to y. Okay, break. Break is a command which will throw you out of the loop. Break is used inside loop only.
Okay.
Okay, so here while true goes in, prints 80, then input type Y to continue. So if I press Y, so this becomes false, so nothing happens, goes up. While true, right? It goes on infinite times. The moment I type small something else other than small y, this becomes true and then break. So it will break from the loop, right? So let's run this and see. Okay, this is the first while condition, right? So I will say yes, continue, and now I will stop. Okay, so now second while loop started.
Mm.
Okay, I'll say any other key. I'll keep on entering. Sorry. So let me move this to here. Now I'm going to run it. Okay, so type another key to stop, right? I say Y. Okay, Y, Y. Any key, I hit just enter. Stopped. Right? So this is how you can write while true. Okay. So you learn new keyword called break, and this break will throw you out of the loop. Right? We even have something called as continue, and break is used in all the loops. Okay, for loop and while loop, you can use it anywhere. So for loop also, you are planning to run from 1 to 10, but in between you just say no, I want to stop now. I don't want to go up to 10. So break can break any loop. Need not be only with while loop. Any questions so far on this?
No.
Awesome. Let's take one more example before we end the day. Okay. Let me think. Okay. Okay. So let's write a program. Program to print addition of two numbers, okay, only when they are even. Okay, otherwise ignore. Write a program to print addition of two numbers only when they are even, otherwise ignore. Continue till user wants. Okay, so what I'll do, till user wants, right? So again, you can use for loop also, right? But for loop probably may not fit here, because what should I give? For range what? We don't know, right? You can stop in 1 also, 10 also. So while true is the best scenario in this case. Okay, infinite loop, one time at least you have to run it. Okay. Okay, so even one time you have to run it. So while true is best option. Okay, so while true, now I need to read the value. N1 equal to int of input, enter a number, or enter first number, let's say first number. So what it says is only when they are even, both has to be even. So I'll check if N1 modulo 2, okay, is odd, that means it should be on. In this case, I'll say continue. Okay, right? That means if I run it, it will be infinite loop, but that's okay. If I enter odd number 5, it again says enter, first number, right? Because continue will take you to the beginning of the loop, wherever you are. Okay, and it will not go and check the next value, whatever you have written. It will take you to the beginning of the loop. Okay, so moment if I enter something else other than this, okay, this is again taking to the beginning of the loop because there's nothing here. Okay, now let's write other the N2 also. Okay, now N2, enter second number, right? And this also has to be even, isn't it? So N2 modulo 2, then continue. So now when I run it, if I enter 5, it should still say enter first number. But if I enter 6, now it's telling me to enter second number because it is not odd, right? So we can continue and perform addition. So, okay, so here we safely know that this line number 11 will be executed only when both are even. Otherwise, continue will take you to the beginning of the loop. It will not allow you to go further down, right? So I don't have, I don't have to check again if number is even or odd. I can say N1 plus N2. N1 plus N2 will happen only when both are even. And I print sum is comma sum. Now I will ask, okay, print, okay, will be input, right? So I'm going to say input, ch equal to input, okay, hit enter to continue, any other key to stop. Okay, so I'm saying hit enter. Enter means enter nothing, isn't it? So when you enter nothing, what will be the length of the character? If you don't enter anything, length will be 0, isn't it? If you enter one character, then length will be 1, right? So I'm saying ch equal to input, hit enter. Now I'm going to check if len of ch. Len is another function which gives us the length, number of characters it has. So len of ch, if it is 0, continue. If it is not 0, then you break. That's it. So hopefully it should work. So enter first number 5. Enter first number. Okay. Enter first number. Now let's say I say 6. Okay. A second number. Second number I enter odd. Again it goes to first number itself because I cannot perform addition on even number, right? Or odd number, sorry. So now if I give odd 4 and 6, it says sum is 10. Hit enter to continue, any other key to stop. I hit enter. So enter first number. Okay. 7, enter first number. 8, 9, enter first number. So 2, 8, answer is 10, and hit enter to continue, any other key to stop. Okay. So I hit this thing, 8, 8, and let me put T and hit enter. So it stopped because length is now 1, no longer 0. So it stopped. Yes?
Just one question.
Yes.
So, in the second continue, so we are continuing only the second loop, right? Why it is going
Continue
to
with where is second loop? It has only one
that
loop, no?
if condition? No.
If condition and loop, there's difference, no? Loop is not condition. Condition is not loop. How many loop I have here?
While is the only loop.
Then
In
what
that,
did we learn? While and for. These are two loops, right? Do you see any other while there? Any other for there?
no, what I'm asking is in the condition, second condition, if N2 modulo 2 equal to 1,
Uh-huh.
so we are pressing continue, right?
Uh-huh.
So, okay. Okay, I got it. So that continue means again we are going to N1, right?
No, yes, to the
Continue
beginning
the
of the
while
loop.
true, right?
See,
Yeah.
continue means to the go to the beginning of the loop. Okay. Continue will take you to the
Mm.
beginning of the loop.
Not that if condition we are
No,
giving.
loop means loop, isn't it?
Okay.
And break will
Mm.
throw you out
Mm.
of the loop.
Okay.
So break and continue are used within while. Now again, see, you can have two loops, right? You can have like like the one that we spoke about, correct? Earlier,
Mm.
we have for loop, and then again you have for loop, right?
Nested
Now,
loop.
nested. So if I do continue here, so
Mm.
continue is in which loop? Inner or outer?
In the inner for loop.
Correct. So this will take you to the beginning of inner for loop.
Mm.
Okay. If I put break
Mm.
will throw you out of the
Inner for loop only.
inner
It is
for
also.
loop. Exactly. But if I move this continue here,
Mm.
now continue is where? Inner for loop or outer for
And
loop?
the first outer for loop.
Outer for loop. So this will take you to the beginning of the
Outer for loop.
outer
Yeah.
for loop. Break will throw you out of the
Mm. That
outer
outer for
for
loop.
loop,
Mm.
right? So earlier, if you have break inside for
Mm.
loop, so it will throw you out of the inner for loop. So the outer for loop is still running.
Mm.
So still chance that you'll get into inner for loop. But
Mm.
if I put break here, both the
Mm.
for loop stops basically,
Mm.
right? So yes,
Mm.
so it will take you out or it'll take you beginning of the where you have given it. So if you have given
Mm.
in first for loop, it will take you to the beginning of the first for loop or first while loop. Okay. Continue
Mm.
will take you to the beginning of the loop in which it is written. Break will throw you out of the loop in which it is written.
Mm.
Correct?
Mm.
Too much for today, right? Slowly we'll increase our complexity. But I
Mm.
told you, right, this is second phase that we're talking about. Okay.
Mm.
Hopefully by tomorrow, we should be able to
Mm.
complete this. By the end of this, you will be comfortable developing your own logic.